Which country is sushi from? Which country is tacos from? Which country is croissant from? Which country is pizza from? Which country is kimchi from? Which country is paella from? Which country is poutine from? Which country is curry from? Which country is baklava from? Which country is churrasco from? Which country is feijoada from? Which country is sauerbraten from? Which country is pho from? Which country is tom yum from? Which country is haggis from? Which country is goulash from? Which country is pierogi from? Which country is fufu from? Which country is shawarma from? Which country is falafel from? Which country is satay from? Which country is ramen from? Which country is moussaka from? Which country is empanada from? Which country is bratwurst from? Which country is tamales from? Which country is pavlova from? Which country is borscht from? Which country is vindaloo from? Which country is bouillabaisse from? Which country is kebab from? Which country is arepas from? Which country is ceviche from? Which country is jollof rice from? Which country is chow mein from? Which country is dim sum from? Which country is laksa from? Which country is hamburger from? Which country is waffles from? Which country is couscous from? Which country is fondue from? Which country is quiche from? Which country is bulgogi from? Which country is samosa from? Which country is tajiki from? Which country is gyoza from? Which country is schnitzel from? Which country is manish from? Which country is peri peri chicken from? Which country is bibimbap from? Please like, share, subscribe and click on bell icon.